Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. It fills my soul with happiness to know that many of you have been waiting since early morning for these astrological recommendations. Thank you. I embrace you tightly, as always, from soul to soul, wishing you health, peace, love, harmony, and happiness. Well, this week, from May 18th to the 24th, brings quite a few planetary movements. They all came together like to dance and everything. On the 17th, none other than Mercury entered Gemini. Here we go, Mercury and Gemini. Well, in its own planet, because the planet of Gemini is Mercury. That means it's in its own home. It's very happy. I mean, Mercury is as happy as can be because it's in Gemini. Then on May 18th, we have Venus in Cancer and Mars in Taurus. This means that this week we're already going to have a balance. Remember that in previous weeks, we had many planets in fire, several planets in air. This week, we're starting to have balance. We have, of course, planets in air. You in fire, we only have two, Saturn and Neptune. But in air now, we have none other than the Sun in Gemini, which will enter on May 20th. We have Mercury in Gemini, Uranus in Gemini, and Pluto in Aquarius. And in Earth, we have Mars in Taurus, and in water, Jupiter in Cancer. And, well, what does that mean? And Venus in Cancer. What does all this mean? That we now have water, earth, fire, and air? There's more balance. Well, there's a balance. Mercury entering Gemini leads to clearer, more understandable communication, so that communications aren't so lost, like I say one thing and you understand something else. I mean, delays or paperwork or things that weren't happening will move with greater speed, more quickly. Things will work in a better way. With Venus in Cancer, Venus is the planet of love and the planet of, I'll be very practical, planet of love, planet of money, okay? Venus is for more things. It's in Cancer. It means that in this cycle until June 13th, from May 18th to June 13th, our minds, our energy, our everything will be very focused on the home, on family, on parents, siblings, our home, our roots, our reunions with ourselves, reuniting with our loved ones. And everything that has to do with the home is going to be very important. We're going to spend a lot of time at home. We're going to invest in things for our home. Our home is going to be this wonderful place of peace, of serenity, and of harmony. That's what it's about. Then comes Mars in Taurus. Mars, as it moves into Taurus, will focus us on our work life, on our professional life, on our economic life, on art, on beauty, on attraction, on chemistry, on magnetism. So it's a week that'll start working from the 18th, opening the week. Then on the 20th, well, we have the Sun in Gemini. And usually I always suggest that we give thanks to the Sun in the sign of Taurus. Yes, because it's a cycle that taught us a lot. Each sun, whether in Aries, then in Taurus, Gemini, and so on in each zodiac sign, each one has its reason for being and helps us with something. Taurus teaches us to look at life moving forward, to be persistent, to be tenacious, not to hold back, to make things happen, yes, to work. Well, many times with impatience or with stubbornness, each sign helps us, right? Now, at the moment the sun enters, now, in the sign of Gemini, well, what is it that I want in this new cycle of the Sun in Gemini? It's communication. It's communicating and understanding myself. It's moving forward and achieving. It's not stopping halfway and not listening to negative people. Oh my goodness, that is just something else. Too many energy vampires, right? Too many little emotional vampires. And well, the moment we enter the sun in Gemini, there's a very different kind of joy. We become more bouncy, more cheerful, more fun, more. We talk more, we say more, we face things more. And as I repeat, this week we're talking about the 18th. Just on the 18th alone, two planets change because on the 17th, one already changed. So that means we change Mercury, Venus, and Mars change signs, and then the sun. All these changes lead us to become more aware. Tests are meant to be overcome. Falls, errors, mistakes, tears, sadness. Let's move forward. I get up, I smile, I trust, I move forward, and I don't stop halfway. When we've passed tests, it's called a test overcome. When so many planets are placed almost to nothing, well, on the 17th, Mercury moved into Gemini. On the 18th, Venus immediately moves into Cancer, Mars into Taurus. Then on the 20th, look at how much time 17, 18, 20, the sun in Gemini. All these very agile movements are tests passed, learning, growth, maturation. I usually, all my life, have seen life on the bright side, despite the amount of hard knocks that we have had. We all have them, some more, some less. Some see them as stronger, others less so. But it's up to each one of us to take advantage of the opportunities that life presents to us. Because after every fall, error, or mistake, it's a great learning experience. Many times we go up 3 steps, rungs, and we go down 6. But then we go up 6 and another 6, and that's how we keep going. That is life. And this week is gonna shake us all a lot. Shaking is, I'm gonna root myself, I'm gonna trust, I'm gonna love, I'm gonna release, I'm gonna forgive, I'm gonna close. Because going around in circles over the same thing, that is the tremendous and disgusting resentment. Resentment, I feel again too. What good does it do you? On the contrary, resentment eats away, and let alone rancor. Closing cycles, yes, it's a week of closing cycles, yes. Yes, because the planets are pushing you to do it. Venus in Cancer is pushing you, but very much so, to make those determinations and to return to your roots, to your essence, to your being. Well, that's what it's about, right? Life, because many times we take for granted that it goes on and on and on. Yes, the only eternal thing is the soul, but if we look back at photos of ourselves at, I don't know, 15, 20, well, we've changed a bit, right? Look, I always tell you, and before I go to the recommendations, that's right, don't let your soul wrinkle, don't let your heart and joy fill with gray hair. May you not struggle to walk inwardly. That is being on the other side. That is giving thanks. Don't be uneasy. This week is about changes, and very favorable changes, of facing the reality of the here and now. Both Venus in Cancer and Mars in Taurus, as well as Mercury in Gemini, and the Sun, of course, in Gemini. And let's remember Pluto, which is in Aquarius retrograde, which is bringing out in all of us what we shouldn't have with us. Yes, many times we want something to work and we keep at it and keep at it. That's not it, my love. If you're a shoe size 6, well, you won't fit into a 3. If you're a size 7 in pants, well, you won't fit into a 0, and that's it. And it's like, oh, she says it so easily. Well, that's how I've lived, my love. If I share it with you, it's because I've been through it and lived it. And always remember that if someone else can, you can too. If someone else made it, you can too. If someone else achieved it, you can too. Trust, believe, trust, and act. Without further ado, I'll move on to the astrological recommendations. My dear Aries, rebirths, changes, transformations, novelties, opportunities. Well, I expected nothing less for you, my dear Aries. With Mars, your planet, moving into the sign of Taurus, it'll give you a great breather. so you'll be at ease. And since there are few planets in fire, only Neptune and Saturn, you'll have more freedom of action. So many planets moved into the air sign that it'll give you a great breather, a great peace of mind. If you had days of restlessness, desperation, anxiety, sleepiness, like insomnia, that kind of thing, now you'll feel more relaxed. Starting this week, you'll feel more peace, more relaxation, more tranquility. And what you'll do this week is a rediscovery of yourself, like a rebirth within yourself, your being, your inner self. Having so many planets in air, which is Uranus, Pluto, the Sun and Mercury, it's giving you a tremendous opportunity, my dear Aries, because many things that weren't happening for you, that weren't moving, that weren't working, are often planetary matters. And since planetary matters move us, you weren't well focused on what you were doing. Now, there won't be anyone to unfocus you in the slightest, not at all. It'll be a moment like, oh, what a great breather. Yes, my love. Now then, everything you've been sowing and sowing and sowing, and you say, like, when? All in good time. You'll see great results this week, 1819 from the 18th to the 21st. Wow, these are super interesting days for you, my dear Aries, where there will be answers to many things you needed. Those answers you needed in your personal and professional life are right in front of you. For the Taurus, you are Earth. Your element is Earth. Your planet is Venus, right? Right now, Venus, your planet, moved into the sign of Cancer. It leaves your sign to move. It leaves Gemini to move into Cancer. Right. Right now, this is giving you, my dear Taurus, an opportunity to reconnect with your loved ones, with your family, with unity. Many times we can have pain because we all had some kind of situation in our childhood, everyone. But now it's over, it's past. Either we seek help, or we seek support, or we help ourselves, and what needs to close, closes, and what needs to open, opens. Just like that. Well, that practical side you have, Taurus, you're going to put it into action this week. Both Mars, which just moved into it's moving into your sign on the 17th and will be there until, wow, just look at that, from May 18th until June 28th. About a month and 10 days, my love. Everything that drained you, overwhelmed you, worried you, limited you, things that weren't happening, that weren't moving, they'll leave with incredible speed. That, combined with the Sun in Gemini this coming May 20th, my love, magic keys everywhere. You're in a very important cycle, my dear Taurus, to make your dreams come true. You're in the solar cycle. That solar cycle will make everything you've wanted, Taurus, come to you. I always suggest that we must never forget where we come from, where we started, what our path has been, because that makes us, well, very human, remembering the whole path we've traveled to be where we are now. And that makes you humble and it makes you modest. And that's what gives you even more magic keys. So you can keep moving forward, Taurus, with the plans you have in mind. Because good fortune, look, it's completely on your side. And I'm not talking about good luck. I'm talking about good fortune. I'm talking about Jupiter. It's completely on your side. For the Geminis, well, what can I tell you, Gemini? Just look at this. We have none other than Mercury, your planet, in your sign, and this coming May 20th. The Sun in Gemini. You already feel content, happy, relaxed, joyful, with big changes, a great desire to do new things. Like, I don't want to miss out on the chance to do new things. Exactly. That's what's coming. That's what's coming for you. You know very well, my dear Gemini, all you've sown and all you've been through. I know perfectly well there were days you were very restless, very desperate, and didn't know which way to turn. But there was always a little light that appeared on the path, right? Because you're a person of faith, because you're a spiritual person, because you're a person who pushes forward. Well, starting with the entry on May 20th, when the sun enters your sign, besides having Mercury in Gemini, great opportunities will come your way. You're going to remove what you didn't want in your life, what you struggled to get rid of. It'll go away on its own. You won't even have to lift a single finger yourself. Because we are all the result of how we think, feel, and act. The moment Mercury entered your sign on the 17th, it was like something clicked inside of you. And there's something moving within you. And it's true, the planets have a lot to do with it. And in this new cycle coming for you, great doors and great opportunities will open to achieve those dreams you thought you couldn't reach or that wouldn't happen for you. Believe, keep believing in your dreams and your desires and your longings. And especially all those friendships that you have at some point cared for, pampered, looked after, and cherished. It's time for you to raise your hand and ask for support. They will listen to you, they will support you for those new projects you have. Changes are coming to your finances that are very, very favorable, and also in matters of love and feelings. For Cancers, it's not time to think, my dear Cancer, it's time to act. There are very good aspects in your favor. And, well, just with our loving Venus in Cancer, what can I say? And Jupiter, which is still in Cancer, of course. So two very strong planets, which are Jupiter and Jupiter and Venus, in your sign will give you those opportunities that many times I've always said tests are meant to be overcome. And you've done it. You've done it very well. And sensitivity often, definitely your little heart needs to be tucked away in a drawer. Because when making decisions with your little heart in the middle, how you struggle, right, my beautiful little Cancers? Well, this week won't be complicated at all. And not just this week. New channels are opening up starting this week. From this week on, imagine that everything blocked, the calls you weren't getting, or things that weren't moving or weren't working, or if you felt you were going against the grain, don't even worry. Both personally, emotionally, at home, and especially financially. You have a lot of confidence in everything you're doing. Keep having it. Keep having that determination that is so characteristic of you. Because there are many aspects that will open new channels of abundance and prosperity for Leos. When we take off the blindfold and put on rose-colored glasses, life starts to work, and I'm not talking about a world of tinsel or about romanticism. I'm speaking from reality, my dear Leo. You know that you have a very strong and very powerful mind. And that everything that passes through your mind, one day your eyes see it as a reality. You've proven it throughout your life and your path. Your excess of kindness and generosity often crosses the line, and you trust others too much. And that can hurt you at times because you feel they aren't giving back as much as you are giving. When one gives without expecting anything in return because the universe will pay you back, I assure you, in other ways, and it's happened to you. That it pays you back in other ways. Well, now that the planets are coming in air and you are fire, and we have the sun and Mercury and Pluto and Uranus in air and only two fires, you're going to see big changes starting this week and moving forward. Everything that you invested, that you thought, that you imagined, that you dreamed is going to start moving. Maybe not as fast as you'd like, because all of us who have the fire element in our sign want everything right now, at this very moment. There are times when it's not like that, my love. It's not in a burst, but it will move along, and you're gonna love that. And I don't even want you to be surprised. Simply receive what belongs to you by right of consciousness, my worthiness. You know what you are. You know what you do. You know the path you've traveled. Don't try to explain to others everything you've done because what you're doing is noticeable and visible. You provoke envy, of course, my love. If your shine bothers them, let them wear sunglasses. Stick with that. Right now is not a week to stop your steps. On the contrary, it's a week to take giant leaps. Because Mars in Taurus is going to give you that key you were waiting for regarding something to do with your finances, obviously, with benefits for you and your loved ones. For the Virgos, look, the planet Virgo, the planet in Jupiter, the planet of triumph, success, abundance, and prosperity, my dear Virgo, is giving you right now. And it's an interesting cycle, remembering that Jupiter leaves Cancer on June 26th. There's still a little time left before it moves into Leo. Right now, Virgo, which is in Cancer, you're making aspects that favor your personal life. By making aspects that favor your personal life, yourself, your being, your inner self, it gives you the strength, the dedication, the commitment to trust in what you're doing, in your way of speaking, in your way of thinking, in your way of relating, in your art, in your way of communicating everything you carry. Many times you keep it in because Virgos keep a lot in, but you're going to express your needs in other ways, and they're going to be heard and attended to. There are several aspects. Besides, it includes Mercury and Gemini, which is going to help you speak, express yourself, and communicate. You are Mercury. That's going to be very important for you in this cycle of Mercury and Gemini because you're going to have more peace, relaxation, and tranquility. And you'll see some of your dreams come true without having to do anything. It'll fall into place on its own. You've already sown the seeds, my love. You don't even have to think about it. It's already done. Just give it time. It's like you're kneading the dough with all your might, putting it in the pan and putting it in the oven. That's what's happening right now. The bread is going to come out perfect, beautiful, and wonderful. That means your plans, your desires, your ideals. That thing you were saying, oh, why isn't it going the way I want? Give it time, my love. Right now, with several planets, it's not just Mercury in Gemini, but Venus in Libra. It's helping you so that anything that wasn't happening with that peace, love, and tranquility you're going to have, which you already have, but even more so, will open any door, no matter how closed it may be. For Libras, there's an exchange of all kinds. An exchange of learning, of knowledge, of exchanging comments, but they're very beneficial for you, my dear Libra, in your work, professional, and financial life. We know that you are a very, 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 very creative person. Your mind is racing much faster because immediately Venus, your planet, which is the planet of art, beauty, love, money, and so on, is giving you many opportunities this week. Look at how Venus moved into Cancer. So being in Cancer, everything to do with your family, home, romance, and unity is right on the surface and comes first. That impulse is going to make you do new things, do different things. And now, many things you've sown and left for later because maybe you put yourself in the middle of the line or almost at the back. Not now. Now it's like there was an awakening in yourself, in your being, in your inner self, and also because of Mars entering Gemini. Taurus, well, it's moving you, but tremendously because you're becoming aware. Taurus's planet is Venus, your planet is Venus, and Mars moved into Taurus. So everything to do with work, art, beauty, and public relations, the result of your good actions is going to be seen on the table. In money and work and love, maybe you're going to start making a change in your diet. Maybe you're going to start exercising more. Well, you're going to start loving yourself more. You know what I mean? I love myself. I admire myself. I value myself. I respect myself. Those are important decrees that you're starting to make. And keep doing them because to the extent that you love, admire, value, and respect yourself, my dear Libra, others will do the same because everything we give comes back. What goes out comes back. And it's a time for favorable changes, of course. For Scorpios, you're very happy, very much in love, happy, content. And being in love is with everything, my love, okay? because one must fall in love with everything, with the here, the now, with life. Of course, the loves we have and so on. And that Venus so in love, that's in yourself, in your being, in your inner self. It'll give you great opportunities, not just in love, but in money. Yes. Especially all those Scorpios who've been going through some complicated situation in their professional or economic life where things weren't moving or working, they'll move very quickly. Notice how Pluto is in Aquarius and is retrograde. Pluto is your planet. Many things that weren't there, that weren't happening, that weren't moving, that you thought wouldn't happen. That's why I like retrograde planets. Because now they're going to happen, my love. What belongs to you by right of consciousness will return. How many times did you put proposals on the table or projects on the table or things that aren't just from a year or two ago? It could be from many years ago, right? You're going to have them back in your favor. In patience, you have a lot of patience, Scorpio, when you want to. But usually you have a lot of patience, like the good methodical researcher you are. You observe, check, and analyze. This week will be the result of your good conduct from a long time ago being put on the table by several planets involved that will give you applause, rewards, recognition, and much inner peace. And as I've always said, my peace has no price. My peace is not negotiable. And that's what you're going to have. Peace, tranquility, serenity. And with that, you'll see how day by day the doors will start opening for you. Everything is the result of your dedication, your commitment, and your good conduct, my dear Scorpio. Sagittarius, you have the strength, the desire, the dedication, the commitment, the knowledge. It's time to move forward, my dear Sagittarius. Yes, with these changes we're having from what I said at the start, Mercury in Gemini, Mars in Taurus, Venus in Cancer, the Sun in Gemini. My love, there are many planets in air. They suit you. It's time to lay your cards on the table, to do new things, to do things differently. Let him talk. Just let him talk. Let him point. Let him criticize. Does it take anything from you? Not at all. If they threw you off balance because you get upset, I agree. Sagittarius. But if my shine bothers them, they should wear shades. Sagittarius, you're entering a very valuable cycle, you know? In a cycle where so many things that you did, that you began, that you started, will return to you multiplied. Everything that needs to leave and be removed from your life and your path will go on its own, okay? You won't have to do absolutely anything at all. I mean, in every sense and in all areas of your life. Now you're becoming more aware of yourself. I mean, it could be that you're looking to move house or a home renovation because you need new spaces, new environments. Maybe you're exercising more, you're starting a new diet, something. I mean, you're taking care of yourself more than you did a while ago. I know you did, but you're doing it even more now. Because you're very aware that something inside you, with that intuition so typical of Sagittarius, knows new things are coming, knows different things are coming. Just let yourself go with the flow. Open yourself to the abundance the universe has for you. Because Jupiter being in Cancer and Venus as well in Cancer, just imagine, what are they giving you? Abundance, triumph, success, prosperity, love, money, balance. You know very well that you have a mind that is very, very generative. Of triumph, success, and abundance. So you stay connected to that energy source that you have. Keep sharing with others, and remember that what has to go will go without you having to lift a single finger, because the best and the positive stays with you. For the Capricorns, pay close attention, Capricorn. Intuition, perception, premonitory dreams. There are many people around you who recognize you, applaud you, and know the level of leadership that you have. But you often get caught up in your professional work world and keep silent, like you keep to yourself. I return to the point. And that doesn't give you the awareness of the admiration that others feel for you. Thank you. This is called the law of cause and effect, right? You think and you attract toward yourself what you are thinking. I want you to realize right now that there are so many people around you who really value who you are. Your abilities, how you care for them, how you attend to them, how you support them, how you give to them. Well, that's going to come back to you multiplied. That's where I was going. Because right now, there are several very interesting movements that benefit yourself, your being, your inner self, and especially your economic life. If you've been going through some slightly complicated situations in economic, work, or professional matters, and things weren't working as you wanted, it's starting to go in your favor. Right now, the cart is moving as it should. At the rhythm it should be moving. The car, the cart, the bicycle, call it whatever you want. It's moving at the rhythm it should be moving. Everything will work out, and even more so starting May 20th when the sun enters the sign of Gemini. That's going to be the magic key that you are waiting for. And you'll see that day by day, because the moment we have planetary changes and you with the awareness of who you are and how capable you are, and now truly recognizing yourself as what others think of you, they think very beautiful things, yes. But many times you don't realize it, I repeat, because you hold back. Now is the time to receive. Applause, rewards, recognition, proposals, and very good changes in your way of thinking and in your work and economic life, my dear Capricorn. For Aquarius, there is prosperity, abundance. Okay, abundance dwells in your gifts. And when abundance dwells in your gifts, it means that everything that passes through your mind becomes reality. Prosperity is part of your being. And when we have spiritual abundance, well, all other forms of abundance come as a result. For sure. Right now, you're in a very interesting time. Look at how much air is in the environment. Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini, the Sun in Gemini, and Mercury in Gemini. Two fires that favor you a lot, Saturn and Neptune. Do you think now's the time, my dear Aquarius, to think things over? It's time to act, my love. Put all your plans, your projects on the table, your desires, your longings. Don't postpone them. Don't leave them for later. It's time to take that step you've been leaving for some other time. No, my love. Right now, in this week, that besides, right? Well, we have a new moon, a waxing moon. The whole week is a new moon, and on the 23rd, the waxing moon enters, and in a very important sign, which is Virgo. So, Aquarius, what am I inviting you to do? To take advantage of opportunities as soon as they arise. To be very attentive to the answers and the proposals they're going to put on the table for you. To have that awareness that what belongs to me is because I have sown it. Yes, because you're a generous person, giving, dedicated, and hardworking. You like things to turn out well, with a lot of artistry, with a lot of creativity, but now I have to feel worthy. Yes, my love, I need you to feel completely worthy, because when we feel total worthiness, my dear Aquarius, everything starts working in our favor. Right now that we have Pluto in Aquarius retrograde, everything that shouldn't be in your life will leave. And little by little, it'll keep going. And what will stay is what's meant to stay, which is for your best and highest good. And for Pisces, everything to do, my love, with signings, contracts, agreements, settlements, solutions to communication differences in the family or home is strongly marked in your favor. Are several planets involved in this? Yes. Who especially? Well, Neptune. And Aries, right? Since Neptune is your planet and Aries is activity, action, moving forward, and the sides, since Mars moved into Taurus, you have a huge breather to do new things, to do different things, so that what was holding you back, what wasn't happening as you wanted, starts moving along very easily. We know that as a true Pisces, you love nature, the countryside, the sea, rivers, waterfalls. If you have the chance, take a moment and charge yourself with the energy of nature. If you can go to these places or, well, at home in a pot, start planting, start transplanting, start playing house too, start cooking. All of that will give you a high degree, listen closely, of creativity, even more than you already have. And you'll do this so you receive everything that belongs to you, Pisces, by right of consciousness. There are many planets involved as well in giving you peace, serenity, and tranquility. But you have to do your part, I repeat, by feeling worthy. That's up to each of us. Now that the Sun is entering Gemini on May 20th and Mercury is in Gemini, that little pair of Mercury and the Sun will give you the perfect word at the perfect moment so that any communication difference works totally in your favor and for the people involved. It's time to make changes within your home's organization, to plan trips, to make decisions that have to do with your assets, your income, and your family life. It's time to listen to your inner voice and trust that little voice, because remember that the sixth sense it's there and it never fails, my dear Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being part of this great family. I invite you to subscribe here to our channel, give it a thumbs up, and hit the bell, and take a look around the channel. There's a lot of very nice information for all of you, and I also invite you to follow me on all the social networks where I'm verified. If you see videos and things with other names and it's me, well, don't like those because it's not me. Stay here with us on all the verified social networks. My page is Mizada-Mohamed.com, and I also invite you to talk to your friends who speak English and tell them, hey, well, Mizada has a channel in English. Oh yes, English. It's called Mizada-EN. So help me share this channel in English so that more and more and more people join my astrological recommendations and, of course, all the information we have on the channel. I wish for you to have everything that your soul, your heart, and your mind need. Trust in yourself, in your being, and in your inner self. Don't doubt your possibilities and go for it. I am Mizada Mohamed. I love you all, and I want to see you thrive.
Thank you very much for graciously joining us today. Please subscribe to our channel and kindly visit my personal website, misadamohamed.com.